Welcome to MTB Cooking. Today we share a inflation ragu, a recipe for batch cooking. We're making a very big portion here, but with very cheap ingredients and not compromising flavor at all. Start out by taking some red lentils and let them soak for around 15 minutes in cold water. You may want to change the water once during the 15 minutes. It's going to be very nice. In a pan, in some oil, it's possible to fry off some bacon. It's the best result if you use a bacon that you cut yourself. And you can find all the ingredient amounts under the video. We are transferring the golden brown pieces of bacon to a bigger pot in which we'll gather the whole dish. But in the pan, in the same bacon grease, we're gonna brown off some minced beef. It's gonna be nice and golden on the surface, and give it salt and pepper just to ensure that the beef is being seasoned. And once the beef is golden brown on the surface, it can be transferred to the big pot to meet the bacon. We use a little bit more than half a pound of beef, which is not a lot for this big portion we're making, but we're going to show you how we can stretch it in this recipe. Here we are just browning off onions that have been blended in a small mini blender. We do this in 2 batches because we have a lot of onions for this big portion of food. But the idea is to just brown them off so they will give off some sweet flavor, and to do the same with carrots that have also been blended, just to brown off the carrots and give them that possibility to open up and give a lot of flavor. So in a bit more oil in the pan, add some celery stalks that have been cut, together with plenty of crushed garlic cloves. After a few minutes, add tomato puree. It's going to be very good to give this tomatoey touch to the whole dish. So plenty of tomato puree, followed by chopped tomatoes with their juices, so from cans. This is of course gonna already now start to give us a sauce for this dish. And just to use what's left in the small puree cans, add in some water to them. Of spices, we're gonna add basil and oregano, dried, both of them. So we're really starting to combine the sauce here in the pan, this tasty sauce. We can actually throw it over the ingredients in the pot and stir it all around. This is going to need some forces to really make it all come together. And at this point, water can be added, and it's always good to use the cans from the tomatoes to add the water. This means you also get all the small rests and bits of tomato out into the pan. Then add a few cubes of bouillon or stock. We use beef, but you can actually use whatever stock you have on hand. And then it's time for adding red wine. It is a ragu sauce that we're making, so the red wine will give a beautiful taste and touch, also a little bit of acidity to the dish. And now all of the red lentils that were soaked before, they have now been drained. So we're adding them to the big pot. And this is again a matter of just integrating them nicely into the ingredients. They're going to add a lot of protein to the dish, so adding these lentils will actually allow us to have a lot of protein and have the texture that's almost like meat. But we've not added much meat to the dish, as you saw, only around a pound. So we added a few bay leaves and then left it to cook for 40 minutes on just low heat, just so that it cooks. It stands there and it cooks the lentils. After the 40 minutes, it's all about adding salt and pepper, touch of sugar to really season and taste what is it that this ragu it needs in its flavor. But as you can see, the lentils have really soaked up a lot of that water. We added just a splash of balsamic vinegar for that deep taste, and then our dish is actually done. We really do recommend you to taste it while finishing it, so you really make sure it tastes of as much as you want it to. What you can do is serve it on just a bed of pasta with some olive oil on it, and then this is a beautiful meal. We actually made food here for 20 people, so we added the sauce to some bags that we could throw in the freezer, and we added them to bags in the portion sizes that we needed, so that could be a 2-person portion bag or 4-person portion bag. And in that way we had food to take out of the freezer and cook great meals quickly for the next few weeks. This is an amazing recipe and the result is so tasty, as you can probably imagine. We thank you for watching MTB Cooking. We hope that you like this video and you'll follow us, and we'll see you next time. Bye!